So I bought myself a little toy. And just like every other purchase in my life, I did absolutely no research about this machine or this brand, but I thought that it looked cute. So, doesn't it look cute? It's green. Or it has green details anyway, which is like my thing right now. So I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. Supposedly the lady who owned it used it one time and then never used it again. Got it for $30. Thought that was a pretty good deal. I was very surprised to see how small it is and how lightweight it is. It's like maybe 10 pounds. My last machine that I used to have was huge and so heavy, like 40 pounds. So that makes me think this is going to be a starter machine, and that if I get more serious about sewing, I will quickly need an upgrade, and that's okay. I just wanted to get something small that I could get started with. The first thing that I want to do is just create a little romper for my baby. I'm going to create my own pattern today based off of some that I saw on Pinterest that look really simple, really straightforward, like an easy starting project. And I want to make it in a way that it will fit her for several months. Obviously, babies grow incredibly fast. You have to basically buy them an entirely new wardrobe every 3 months. And so I would love to make a little romper that like I can roll up the bottom of the pants, and I can make the straps adjustable so that she can maybe wear it for a little bit longer than 3 months. So starting out, I am going to set up a little sewing area. I have my mom's beautiful writing desk. It is this gorgeous little kind of like apothecary writing desk, and it's been sitting in the corner of my bedroom since we moved in a year ago, and honestly has just been like that place that we put random stuff. Dirty laundry, mail, nothing. It hasn't been like a space to do anything specific at, and I would love for it to actually have a purpose. And so now I have a sewing machine. It has like the perfect little drawers and shelves for all the little sewing bits and bobs that I'm going to collect over the years. The only downside that my husband pointed out is that because it is like an L-shaped desk, it could get annoying with bigger projects trying to like lay everything out, in which case I'll probably have to work on those projects on my dining table. Who cares? And then making my baby a romper and doing my first sewing project and just seeing how that goes. Maybe I'll have to give in and go buy a pattern that somebody else made. But for now, I'm going to try and draw my own based off of my baby's measurements and how much I think she's going to grow in the next couple months. And wish me luck. I have been seeing a ton of really simple baby rompers on my Pinterest and on Amazon, and thought that I could do it myself. So after all that lead up of setting up my now sewing desk, my baby fell asleep on my bed. So in order to let her nap, I moved it onto the dining table where I would work on this project. I have always loved clothing and fashion, and always loved the idea of making my own clothes. And what has been stopping me from doing that? No idea. But nowadays, I get targeted with so many fast fashion ads, and they know my style, and it's eclectic and weird, and I get targeted constantly online and on social media with them, and I'm always tempted to buy something, but I really don't want to support fast fashion. One of my ideas was, well, okay, when I see these things that I think are really cute, I can take inspiration from it and then make my own version and not have to support something that I don't want to support. I have had this machine for a couple weeks, and I think I'm just feeling really scared to actually get started. I'm a little bit nervous. It's such a new skill set. If you know me at all, you know that I'm really bad at being bad at things. And so I think I'm intimidated because I know that my first couple projects are going to be probably a disaster. I've never used patterns before. I've sewn a couple things back in high school when I was really interested in fashion and potentially going into fashion and studying it for college. I did some like conversion projects, like old t-shirts into other things, but nothing serious, never used a pattern, and I'm really excited to get started with it. One of the things that I'm really hyped about is that I want to make baby clothes for my baby. Not only just clothes, but the things that get me really excited are like making her Halloween costumes and that kind of thing. I have never been a store-bought Halloween costume kind of person. I have always thrifted and created my own costumes. Even when I'm like cosplaying, I mean, I'm not buying like a full costume set. I am always making things, procuring things, thrifting, and so I want to do the same for my kiddo. I would love to make her costumes and make them like more authentic feeling and cool and not just, like crappy, cheap store-bought ones, because I just have always hated the way that those look. I think they look really tacky and cheap a lot of the time, and the ones that aren't cheap are, so expensive. And so I get really excited about making her little like Renaissance fair outfits and little Halloween costumes, and then also making those things for me. I'm just a hipster at heart, and I really value originality, and I really value things that are one of a kind. I'm like, the Phoebe Buffet type of person, where I prefer things that are antique and thrifted over things that are, mass produced and store-bought. And so I love the idea of making my own original clothes that are just mine, that nobody else really has. There's a lot of value in that to me. Plus, I do just have like a strange style and feel like I have a hard time finding things that fulfill that style. I'm in this new whimsical phase of wanting my whole life to feel magical, like I'm in a fantasy movie. Can we see? Oh, look at you! You look like a little teddy bear, like a little peasant teddy bear. Okay, so for my first sewing project since high school, I think it turned out way better than I honestly expected. Especially for not working with any kind of pattern, I'm pretty happy with it. I think without the headband, which I knew she would not want to wear the headband, it's giving a little bit peasant baby. I think the neckline is way too wide, which is why her little ties will kind of fall onto her shoulders. But otherwise, I wasn't expecting it to fit her, and it fits her pretty great. What's up? Oh, there you go. Can you just hold it? Can you just hold it right there for me? Thank you. I think the bows are really, really cute. They make it a little bit... They make it a little bit girly, which I wanted. I think maybe it's the color, which also kind of gives peasant baby. I'm going through, my whole neutrals and earth tones phase right now. So that's why I picked it. I think the linen fabric was a little bit hard to work with. And honestly, the biggest struggle was that my thread would break while I was sewing like every 2 seconds. So I got to figure that out, whether it's something I'm doing or the machine, or if it's just not strong thread, because I'm just using the thread that came with the machine. So maybe it's just not very good quality. Maybe I'm stringing it wrong. I don't really know. So that was the most frustrating part, was that it was breaking probably more than it was not breaking, which made it pretty frustrating, especially with such a small garment. It makes me nervous to work on bigger projects like for me or for full-grown adults. I don't know if this audio is just going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, all in all, I kind of thought that I might just have to scrap this project and toss it at the end, and it would just be a practice thing. But I actually think she can wear it. I think it's pretty cute. It looked absolutely huge while I was making it, and I was very happy that once I put it on her, it actually fits. It's definitely baggy, but I wanted that, like I said, because I wanted her to be able to grow into it. I did the ties so that we could tie it further and further up as she gets bigger. And honestly, I could have gone longer with the legs. The legs are a little bit tight at the very bottom. There's no room to roll it up like I wanted to do. So on my next jumper for her, I will go a little bit longer with the legs and a little bit wider so that we can roll up the bottoms. The pockets did not work out. I had no idea. I had no idea how to do the pockets. But I'm sure with more experience and more time, I will figure that out in the future. What do you think of it? Do you have anything to say? Who are you wearing? Are you wearing Mama? I am off to my next project. Wish me luck. And if you enjoyed this project and would like more like it, then please hit subscribe and like. Let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions as to why my thread would be breaking every 2 seconds. That was very frustrating, but all in all, very happy with this, and I don't mind a little peasant baby, huh? Peasant baby. All right, you want to say bye? Say bye. Can you say bye-bye? Bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good job.